Are you a man that feels unfulfilled in their life? You're not alone. I've been talking to many men recently, and that's the overwhelming feeling. Many men feel like they've gone through life for decades living someone else's life. And now when they look back and they're 30, 40, 50 years old, they don't know what they've done. They don't know what they've accomplished. They don't know where they're going next. And most of that is due to what we've been taught, which is you got to take care of your family. You have to do everything you need to do to ensure that they have a roof over their heads, food on the table, clothes on their backs, and that you're saving up for school, you're saving up for college, you're giving them a life that you didn't have. And so all of us as men, we've been raised with that. That's kind of the first thing that our fathers teach us, or our parents teach us, our mothers, our grandparents, whoever that loved one in our life was, that holds this pinnacle position in our life that we look up to, and we feel like they're our mentors. They've always taught us to do that, which is what men need to do. That's our responsibilities, taking care of the family. But taking care of the family doesn't mean you don't follow your dreams. You don't put yourself in a position where everything that you're doing is leading to a certain goal, a purpose, something that fulfills you. And these are sometimes the biggest mistakes that we make. And so we then look back and we lose many years of our lives. So I want to give you an experience that shaped a lot of this perspective for me, and that was a conversation that I had before I was going to college. I was just, graduating high school, figuring out what I'm going to do. And I spoke to my two older brothers, and they asked me, well, what are you going to major in? And I said, well, I definitely don't like math, and I love history. And so I'm gonna probably do something around, world history, maybe government affairs, international relations. But I want to be a history teacher in high school because that was somebody that was impactful in my life. And I'll coach football. And they said, well, you're not going to make any money. You're not going to be able to help raise your family and support a family. Do another career like finance or accounting, or tech was still not known at that time. And I didn't listen, which was probably one of the best decisions that I've done, even though my brothers probably won't like to hear that. But it was the best decision I made because I made a conscious and deliberate choice on what I was chasing, what my goal was. And I wanted to do something that I enjoyed, something that I loved. And I was a pretty bad student in high school. I didn't get good grades. I didn't dedicate myself. I didn't put in the work. And I graduated with a really low GPA. And so going to college, all of that flipped because now I had a different mindset. I left the environment that I was in, but I also chose something I was passionate about. So all the late nights studying where I'd see my friends who chose degrees that didn't fulfill them, didn't make them feel like excited or energized by it, they were struggling. And many times that led to cheating, that led to doing things that spiritually are not the right things to do. Whereas for me, I could stay up all night reading this book that I knew I had a seminar on, that I had to write a paper on, and actually enjoy it. And so that allowed me to, one, look back now at my college years and really have fond memories of enjoying those times and the stuff that I learned. But it also allowed me to retain that knowledge and information. And more so, it allowed me to actually, succeed in those courses. And that's why I graduated with a 4.0 from college. And that was a lesson that I took with me every step of the way as I continued to progress in my career. Find the things that you find joy in. Find the jobs, the work that give you a sense of purpose, a sense of fulfillment. But at the same time, don't just get complacent, because complacency is the enemy of progress. And that's something we'll talk about in the next video. I hope you tune in. Let's rise together.